We have a ton of big stuff to cover here for Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. The reveal is tomorrow. We're going to go through everything you guys need to know about the reveal, what times you guys can watch it, how much content we're seeing from the YouTubers and the streamers, how much raw Black Ops Cold War multiplayer gameplay are we getting, some new info to cover here on the Black Ops Cold War alpha that we may see this month, and some more information on Black Ops Cold War releasing and running on the Xbox Series X. Thank you guys. We are now over 52,400 subscribers. We've kind of been blowing up recently, so seriously, if you're new, want to see more Black Ops Cold War content, or you've been enjoying the content recently, definitely be sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video. It's greatly appreciated. Shout out to the members, and let's get started. So the worldwide multiplayer reveal for Black Ops Cold War again is tomorrow. Here are the times up on screen. Just pause the video if you guys want to look at your time. This is when the live stream will begin for the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer reveal. That's going to be the Treyarch live stream. But after that and during the live stream reveal, a bunch of the YouTubers and streamers are also going to be uploading and streaming their own pre-recorded gameplay that they got from the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer alpha. So we have some more information on that specifically. Modern Warzone says YouTubers will be free to publish gameplay from their time with the early access alpha of Black Ops Cold War tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. Pacific time or 1:15 p.m. Eastern time. The multiplayer reveal event starts 15 minutes before at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And a lot of people were saying, okay, so does that mean that the whole reveal is only 15 minutes? But I don't think that's the case. I think YouTubers and streamers have the green light. They're allowed to start uploading the gameplay just during the reveal. I doubt the reveal is only going to be 15 minutes. It's probably going to be a good half an hour or so, maybe even longer. But the main thing here are the YouTubers and the streamers, because they have most of the raw gameplay. I was just watching Noah J's stream, and he had early access to the Black Ops Cold War alpha, and he said tomorrow he's going to be streaming for 3.5 hours, and that's the exact amount of time that they got to play the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer alpha. We know that information because Exclusive Ace told us yesterday that he recorded 3.5 hours of Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, so they're pretty much allowed to show all of their gameplay. I was unsure, maybe they were only going to show a couple of multiplayer matches from the gameplay and then slowly release them throughout the next couple of weeks, but no, I mean, we are getting everyone's full 3.5 hour gameplays tomorrow for Black Ops Cold War, so you can only imagine how much we're going to see from Black Ops Cold War multiplayer tomorrow. All different perspectives, all different weapons, all different maps showcased. I mean, literally everything is going to be showcased tomorrow at this reveal, especially from the YouTubers and the streamers. Exclusive Ace also says this: no video on the channel today as I'm currently finishing up the 6th Cold War multiplayer video that I'll be uploading over the course of 2 to 3 days starting tomorrow morning with the reveal. So he's finishing his 6th Cold War multiplayer video. He has 6 videos lined up for Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. That's a lot. I think it's his choice to slowly release it throughout the next couple of days just for his YouTube channel, just to have good content. But I mean, you could release all of the gameplay tomorrow, so it's honestly insane. Like I said again, a lot of content will be seen tomorrow for Black Ops Cold War. Now let's talk about some new information on the Black Ops Cold War alpha. So the reason why we're talking about this is because it was found in the Warzone files. A lot of people definitely looked at that and started wondering, I mean, why is the Black Ops Cold War alpha in the Warzone files? Charlie Intel was talking about this. Treyarch tweeted this out: see you tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. Charlie Intel responded with this, and someone else responded, are we going to see a public alpha? Charlie Intel says, most likely no. And the Game Revolution responds, why else would there be a Black Ops Cold War alpha image and video files for the message of the day inside the Modern Warfare files is the real question. Someone else responds, to give access to CDL players and content creators. TGR says they don't need files inside of Modern Warfare for that. So it's actually very interesting because yes, the content creators and streamers did play an early build of Black Ops Cold War, the alpha version, and they had the file on their PS4s, but they don't need anything within Modern Warfare and Warzone to access the Black Ops Cold War alpha. They don't need a message of the day in Modern Warfare that tells them the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer alpha is now available. I mean, it's an exclusive alpha for pre-recording, early recording of the multiplayer. I mean, there's no reason to have it in the message of the day. So that seems very weird, and I do think there's a good chance that we get some sort of alpha coming very soon. A lot of people are going to say, but Charlie Intel said most likely no, and we all know Charlie Intel Intel is talking to Activision. They know everything that's going on. And honestly, if you ask Charlie Intel, they'll say they don't know. They don't have all the information about what goes on in Treyarch and Activision Studios. I mean, they don't know everything. They have the connections, but they don't know everything at the end of the day. So there is a good chance that we may still see an alpha for the game. It's in the files of Modern Warfare and Warzone, so we'll just have to wait and see. That alpha would be releasing at some point this September, probably the end of September, and then maybe directly after we have the beta for the game. The alpha would also be on PS4 only, at least most likely. The Modern Warfare 2v2 Gunfight alpha last year was a PlayStation exclusive, so we would assume that this alpha is also a PlayStation exclusive, and then the beta will be for all the consoles. Now let's talk about the Xbox Series S and how it relates to Black Ops Cold War. It was leaked last night and a few hours later confirmed by Xbox. This console will be $299 or $300. It is like the cheaper second version of the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series X is $500. Both of these consoles will be releasing on November 10th, 2020, and that's right before the release date of Black Ops Cold War, which is 3 days later on November 13th, 2020. So we know upon release date, Black Ops Cold War at launch will have the Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X versions available. And for the Xbox Series S, it's going to be interesting. I think the question we're trying to answer, or I'm trying to figure out, is that is it still going to be a noticeable upgrade from current gen to the lesser version of the Xbox Series X, which is the Xbox Series S? I mean, do the features here make sense for Black Ops Cold War? How is Black Ops Cold War going to run on the cheaper version of the new Xbox next-gen consoles? So let's go through the details here. Xbox Series S, all digital next-gen console, faster load times, higher frame rates, richer, more dynamic worlds, next-generation gaming performance in our smallest Xbox ever. Xbox Series X means next-gen performance, all digital gaming experience, 1440p at up to 120 FPS, 4K upscaling for games, DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, variable refresh rate, and some more stuff here. Custom 500 gig SSD powered by Xbox Velocity architecture, faster load times, steadier frame rates, quick resume for multiple games, ultra low latency. Now we don't know the exact specs for a bunch of the parts of the console, but I think the general theme here, and if you want to relate it to Black Ops Cold War, is that obviously if you want the best possible upgrade from current gen to next gen, you're gonna get the Xbox Series X, the $500 console, and the Black Ops Cold War game will look a lot better on that console. But compared to current gen and looking at the Xbox Series S, it's still pretty solid. A huge feature here is that it's going to run a lot faster. The load times, the download times, starting up the game, it's going to be a lot quicker compared to current gen consoles. So it definitely is an upgrade. 1440p, 120 FPS. I mean, it still is a solid upgrade compared to current gen consoles. So the Xbox Series S, the $300 version, it's a cheaper version, but it still provides a bunch of good features for different games. Black Ops Cold War most likely will be a large game. I think the only problem what people were looking at there is that the SSD is 500 gigs, and Modern Warfare alone with all the DLC, Warzone, probably in itself over 500 gigs at this point. So Black Ops Cold War, if it's that big, then your Xbox Series S will literally just be Black Ops Cold War. So that's definitely gonna suck. So they're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe Black Ops Cold War is gonna have a lot smaller of a file size on next-gen consoles, but that's the only issue that a lot of people were talking about here. But other than that, I mean, it's a solid thing to have if you don't want to get a more expensive console and you still kind of want the features, the faster load time, the resolution, the FPS, and all of that different stuff. It's digital as well, so if you like disc, can't get that, but digital is fine for me, honestly. So it's a pretty cool thing there, and we'll see how many people take Xbox up on that offer. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below Black Ops if you watched the whole video. It's greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys later.